All right, no fluff, be honest. Do you want to do better at life? Heck, are you failing at life? Are you failing to make the money you want to make? Having the health or physique you want? Or not able to accomplish all the things you want to achieve in your life? Or heck, you're just not even proud of yourself. You look in the mirror and like, this is not a high quality person that I respect. I could be doing so much better, but I consistently do not. I am going to fix that in a single video, okay? And I can tell you that confidently, it's going to be fixed by the end of this video because this has worked for me and I have absolutely nothing to sell you. And I say this without bragging, but I can tell you this is going to work because this has allowed me to generate a net worth of hundreds of millions of dollars. I have a year-round six-pack. I'm able to do a full body workout and train jujitsu or some form of martial arts or self-defense every single day. I'm able to follow a 60-pill, multiple machine biohacking routine and go to bed by 8 p.m. and get 8 hours of sleep every single night while maintaining a healthy relationship. I'm not here to say, look at me. I'm here to say, look at this, and you're probably going to find you're actually a lot stronger, a lot smarter, and way more capable than you think you are. A lot of people get in this situation I described earlier on, and they think it's them. It is highly likely not you, and I will prove it to you in this video. The way you fix this is actually very simple. It's just a simple equation right here. It's energy, clarity, and willpower multiplied by focus. If you can get these four things in order, you are going to see your life dramatically change. And this isn't me being some self-help coach or guru. This is pure gonna fix it, single video. There's no course. I'm already very rich. I don't need to sell you anything. I just hate seeing young men fail to become who they want to be because they can't get this right. Getting this right changed my life, and I'm going to share it with you right now. And everything on my channel, it's going to come back to this foundation. We're going to cover a lot of things, but it's all based around these principles right here. If you get these right, ignore everything else, you're probably going to do really well. And by the way, if you're new here, my name is Alex Becker. I'm just a guy that built a male strip club in his garage and yells at young men about crypto and money and whatever the hell suits my fancy in the mornings. So look, here it is. So it's this equation right here, which is not an equation, it's just a drawing of pi, which is sort of an equation. Yeah. So anyways, look, we have energy, willpower, and clarity right here. This is like your battery. And what we multiply it by is focus, and this is what you're going to get out of life, whether it's in terms of your goals, money, physique, your family, anything. This applies to everything. You can use it as a sniper rifle to just get much, much more wealthier. You can use it as a sniper rifle to get good at something. You can use it as a sniper rifle to become better with your family or whatever you want to do. Okay? And the whole principle of this and why you, or most men in general, are completely messed up is this. They think it is them. It is usually not, unless they're a really pristine, high-tier, S-tier loser, which they do exist. And if you're one of those people, I'm sorry. Go to your cave, eat boogers, and continue your job at Arby's. I can't help you. Right? But for the vast majority of you, I can. So what most guys are going through is like, picture you're playing Elden Ring or a video game. You have all these stat bars. You have your health, stamina, and magic bar, okay? So let's say we have two characters. One has these stats absolutely maxed out. He has so much health, stamina, magic. He can just sit there, bent over, farting fire that does 9,000 DPS every 2 seconds. And even if you hit him, it just bounces off of him. Then you have a guy that stats are all like level 2, 3. He casts one spell and then he just falls over. He in fact just dies just from even swinging his sword. He can't block anything. He can't do anything. All right, so let's say we have the same brains in both of these people. Which person's going to perform? It's obviously the guy with unlimited health, mana, and stamina over there farting fire and one-shotting bosses. It's going to be that guy. Period, bar none, even though there is actually no difference between the two people. It is simply their stat bars. And so what we want to do as men, and even the 3 female that watch this channel, thank you. I really appreciate you. Let's keep the diversity at least past 1% here. That said, what we need to do is we need to focus on maxing out those bars first. If we have those, doing anything is going to be very easy, and it doesn't particularly take a long time to max out those bars. It's completely under your control, except most people keep these bars super low. Let me explain. So we have this basic badly drawn equation right here. I realize the presentation on this channel is slightly below an elementary school play level. We're going to be whipping out the purple crayons here, but just bear with me because it doesn't require a pretty presentation. It just requires that you listen. So we have energy, willpower, and clarity right here. If you have these three things right here, and then you know how to isolate your focus, you're going to have these maximum bars filled out, and then it's going to flow through your focus, and then you're just going to get done. You are going to own ass, breathe fire, and everyone's going to be very impressed with you at all times. You're going to get lots of likes on the internet, trust me. So how do we do these things? So let's just break it down one at a time because it's very simple. If we look at most men, they're lacking energy, willpower, and clarity. So let's look at this. They wake up in the morning, they have no energy. You're exhausted all the time. You wake up and you have no willpower to do things. You don't find things motivating. So you get to your computer and you're not motivated to try anything new. You're not motivated to go and try and learn a martial art or whatever hell you want to do. All right, painting class. I don't care. And you also have no clarity. Your brain is foggy. So tell me, as a low energy, low willpower, clarity delapsed, mush brain idiot, mush brain zombie, how are you supposed to get anything done? How are you supposed to succeed at life? How are you supposed to go and beat someone who is not all those things? You're not. And that's the first problem. And these things have nothing to do with you. Let's look at it. So if we look at energy, what goes into energy? There's so many things we can focus on as we dive deeper into each of these things on the channel. I want to give you the basis, the main cheat code right here that you can focus on. If you look at these things and say, I'm not doing what I want in my life, and you say, which of these things am I messing up? Make the pie chart, draw it, whip out your purple crayon and be like that Magic Mike guy in his garage strip club. He knows the way. If you recreate this and just dive down to these things, you're going to find the problem of why you're not getting what you want. So energy. What ties into your energy levels? I'm going to give you a few. There's, of course, sleep. There's also bouncing out what you eat, not just not eating crap food, but also, more importantly, when you eat your food. So, for example, if you eat a big giant meal at 10 a.m. every single morning, it's going to be digesting the entire day, so you're going to have low energy. You're going to be like, ugh, the rest of the day. If we go and then look at these things, and we look at how we're using caffeine and things like drinking alcohol that are going to lower our energy for 3 to 4 days, what we can do is we slowly remove things or stop doing things that alter our energy. Just like that, we have energy maxed out. Let's say we just get this on a scale of 1 to 10. We get this to an 8 right here from a 1. So willpower. What affects willpower? Your willpower is controlled by dopamine. What dopamine isn't really your sense of happiness, which people are going to tell you. What it actually is your willpower to move forward, your motivation. So when you have a lot of dopamine firing, when you're using social media, you just drink a ton of coffee or something like that, you're really motivated. You feel like you're getting something done. When in reality, you're absolutely not, because you're focusing all your dopamine on stupid things. Let's back up here. How do we increase our willpower? It's simple. We regulate our dopamine in a way that allows us to only get dopamine from high-level activities or make us hungry for dopamine. So what are some ways that we increase our willpower? Quitting social media, getting off cheap dopamine, also stopping doing things that demotivate us or slow us down or don't give us willpower. So I'm going to always come back to alcohol in these examples right here because it's just an easy one. There's many other ones, but after you drink, the next 2 days, you're not going to be very motivated to do things. You're not going to have the willpower. And so if we play with our willpower via our dopamine triggers and the things we expose our brain to, and then also stop ourselves from putting things in our body that clearly demotivate us and make us tired, slow. These are mostly going to be drugs and alcohol. Boom, we have willpower. So we took this from a 1 to an 8 right here out of 10. Finally, clarity. Easy peasy lemon cheesy. I can't believe I just used that to describe something in a tutorial video, but cool, I'm talking like Mr. Rogers here. I'm getting old. So, look, clarity. Really easy again. Your clarity is going to be your brain fog. When you wake up and you're foggy all the time, this is most people, the reason why this is usually happening is inflammation. What you're eating, what you're putting into your body is what triggers the inflammation, or if you're digesting something at a time. There are so many other little things digging into this. I'm just giving you the base plan. Remember. So, clarity. We stop eating high inflammatory foods. This includes sugar. This includes processed foods. This includes stuff like drinking. And we lower our diet down to something very, very simple that gets digested super easily. And we also time our eating correctly. What's going to happen is you're not going to have any brain fog at this point. So we take our brain fog from a 1 to 8. So let's look at who we just transferred from, just by doing these 3 simple things right here. We start sleeping right. We start paying attention to our energy and removing things that lower our energy. We just go from a 1 to 8 right here. We fix our willpower. We go from a 1 from 8. We fix our clarity. We go to a 1 from 8. We just went from being a zombie that can't get anything done, can barely hold his own dick while he's watching smut on the internet, to a person that wakes up and goes, whoa, all right, I'm here. I want to do something, and I don't have anything stopping my brain from doing it. That person right there is the person with the maxed up bars, and now you're ready to go get in a fight. Now you're ready to actually go and attack the things you want to do in life. So the final reason why most people fail is a lot of people get these things, but they still fail. It's because they don't know how to isolate their focus. So what's their focus? If you look at most people's lives, it's a disarray of nonsense and bullshit. Their phone's constantly going off. They're constantly trying to meet everybody around them happy at all times. They have all these bills, all this debt, all these things they have to take care of in their daily life. And so if you look at a person's focus, if we go and remove this drawing right here, this is another one right here, their time management and focus is all over the place. They log onto the internet. They're checking social media every 10 minutes. They get home and there's 15 messages they're replying to. They're working on 8 different things at a time, business-wise. They have family and friends constantly trying to grab their attention. Their life and just actual financial life is very complicated. They have all this furniture. They have all this clothes. Heck, even getting dressed in the morning is like a complicated decision for them. Washing their hair. What shampoo am I going to use? So, how do we isolate our focus? Because this is going to be the laser that everything gets focused through. So if we're going and trying to get something out of life or specific things, and the laser's firing all over the place, we're only giving 10% of what we want to what we're trying to achieve. That's not going to work even if we're firing at 80, 90% right there. What we want to do is we want to filter all of this to the thing we want to achieve. So how do we do that? I'll give you an example of what I did. When I was building my company, I realized I needed extreme focus to get it done. I really needed to isolate myself. I was living in a big, giant house. I had a lot of cool cars and all these things I had to take care of. And I was near my family, friends, social life, distraction. You might be thinking, okay, so what do we do here? I want to keep all these things. No, you loser. You have to sacrifice things, or your sacrifice is going to be the things you actually want to get done in your life. Okay, if you want to be mastering, I'm just using my examples right here. If you want to be mastering martial arts, building large businesses, really only isolating and getting the things you want out of life, or really specific life experiences, networking with only really, really high level people, you're not going to get there by keeping a bunch of nonsense distractions in your life. If you want to enjoy a life of nonsense distractions and that's what you want in your memory reel, go for it, dude. Go for it. But if you actually want to look back and go, wow, I'm really impressed with everything that I did, no, you're going to have to sacrifice some things to gain the things that you want, or they will again become the sacrifice. So what I did is I went from living in this big giant house with all these distractions, which I'm just going to draw as a soda can full of turds. And what I did is I went and lived in a completely empty apartment where I just had my bed and a desk. These are good drawings. You can see it vividly. So what did this do? I moved away from all my friends, families, stopped all the bad habits that were distracting me, and focused on that little pie chart, that holy trinity of peak performance, and I had nothing else to focus on except my business and my personal health. That was it. I would wake up, there was no bills that I really had to worry about. It was a nice, empty, simple apartment. I didn't have any furniture. I didn't have anybody to worry about. There was a grocery store right next to me. I didn't have a car. I didn't have any things to manage. It was just me, a bed, a desk. That's it. What happened? I built a $100 million company. I got a six-pack and got in the best shape of my entire life. And I was also able to learn all these skills that allowed me to move forward and keep having success in my life. Because of that, I was able to filter all my peak stats from the trifecta of peak performance to my life and what I wanted out of it. And guess what? I got what I wanted out of life. And anytime I get off base, I simply come back to the equation, snap, it's done. So for example, when I was exiting my company, I started drinking a little bit. I was foggy. I was kind of tired all the time. I was getting a little bit off my diet and these things right here. I said, whoa, okay, I'm not particularly happy with who I am right now. I don't feel proud of myself. I don't feel proud of my health. I don't feel proud of how I'm performing. And I'm just reliving these same boring experiences every day in my life. Where am I going at this point? And this was even when I was a high level. It happens to all of us. It has nothing to do with you. It has to do with your routine, your schedule, and how you are treating this equation. I said, you know what? I want to have the energy to pursue getting really, really good at martial arts and self-defense. I want to build a new company while being able to also guide my current company. I want to be able to give my all to my relationship and do these things. I'm a little bit more spread out, but again, I'm not just focused solely on business right now like I was before. How do I do this? How do I have the energy? I did these things first. I focused on it first. Then I just focused on the schedule. My schedule is very, very clear. I wake up at the same time every single day. I follow the same exact routine that gives me all those stats I need, focused, and I'm able to get 8 hours of work in the business, 2 hours in the biohacking, 2 to 3 hours in the martial arts, and working out, mostly jujitsu, but I'm also doing knife training, tactical guns, and boxing. And I do that every single day, and it's easy for me to do because I focus on this equation. And I'm getting all the things I want out of life. I'm getting the things I need for my relationship. I'm getting and making the money I want to make because I focus on that foundation. So if you can take away anything from this video, if you are looking in the mirror or you're not doing as well as you want in life, look at that initial circle. Say, what am I doing that is taking away my energy, my willpower, or my clarity, which is essentially just brain fog. Always going to be usually inflammation in your brain. Say, okay, it's these things. Fix those. Then, if you're not getting the results you want, where is my focus going? Draw out where your focus is going every single day. If you look at my daily schedule right here, my focus is going nowhere else. I don't do anything else. This is it. This is what I want in our life. I've isolated it. All right. There's no room for other nonsense. It's a very tight schedule. Does that sound like a bummer? No, this is awesome because I'm getting exactly what I want out of my life. If you want something different, do that. If your schedule has video games, checking social media, drinking and eating poison, being yelled at by your family or friends, or making everybody happy. No, you're not going to get the same results I can. And it has nothing to do with you. It has everything to do with where you're selecting to put your focus. That's it. If you want this broken down, follow me on Twitter at CSSBecker. There is absolutely no self-improvement course coming after this because I don't have the time or energy or focus to make that shit for you. I just want you to stop being pathetic if you're being pathetic, or if you're already a top achiever, take it to the next level. Go even harder. Use this. It helped me a ton. That's it. Follow me at Twitter and ZSSBecker. Goodbye.
Still weak though! That's because I didn't put my back into it that time! Goodbye. All for one. United!